Already. All right. Here we go. Let's get them started. My theme music. All right, there we go. That's my page. Come on in, y'all. We ready. Get my theme music on. All right. Get this watch party going. Get my voice right. Stop. All right. Sure. Long in. Let's get them started. Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM. I'm your host and third eye optometrist, Patrice Gibbs. And as usual, I just heard something going by so loud. I don't know if y'all heard that or not. Jeez Louise. Okay. Anyway, as usual, I'll let you know you don't have to wait until Saturday to tune in to the Open Eye. WHGE 95.3 FM, the education station. Got something going for you all week. That's all week long, 24/7, right here on 95.3 FM. Look, I'm not going to fool around with y'all today. I ain't got time to play. I'm going to get it right. I'm going to get it started. It was a hell of a year, hadn't it? It has been one hell of a week. Oh, wait a minute. My egotistical ass has got to see myself on Facebook Live. If you are on your computer and your radio's not tuning in well, tune in to Facebook Live. Good morning, Sherry. How you doing, sister? That's word. That's one of my favorite Facebook cousins. She's a friend on Facebook that I actually met. And guess what? She's as down to earth, live in person as she is on Facebook. That's my homie right there. My Facebook cuz, Sherry. All right. Look, like I said, we had a hell of a year. Okay? And actually, I got this off of Facebook, and I do get stuff off of Facebook. Kobe was killed. We had a virus that locked the country down. Essential became a nice way to say sacrificial. Joe Exotic is fighting for freedom. Carol Baskin killed her husband. And murderous hornets. I wondered about that one. Then y'all? Yeah. Anyway. No child got left behind because all teachers became Oprah. You get an A, you get an A, and you too. Yeah. We had a snowstorm in May. It was cold as hell in May. Teddy Riley still uses dial-up internet. Teddy, come on to the 21st century, bro. Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd were all killed at the hands of people who are supposed to protect and serve. I'll say more about their role as we go on. The ancestors sent the spirits of Nat Turner, Malcolm X, Toussaint Louverture, and the slave insurrection of 1811 down from the heavens, and baby, we found out Mississippi is the city that will knock your head between the washer and the dryer. Every city in the USA held a protest. You know you messed up pretty bad if North and South Dakota is mad and it soon spread worldwide. You know what else? I'm going to tell you what else tells you messed up pretty bad. When the Amish turn out. That's right. During these protests, the Amish turned out. You messed up. Corona lost the lead because, well, racism has always been undefeated world champs when it comes to humanity, or lack thereof. The Democratic Party decided to look like sounds of blackness. What I'm talking about right there? I'm talking about when these pandering fools came out with their kente cloth scarves and took a knee. FOH. Colin Powell, George Bush, and Mitt Romney all said they would not support Trump. Trump is still running the country like he should Knight. Yeah, he gangster. And then I mentioned it's only June. Christmas is like 29 weeks away. Yeah. In the midst of the injustices that are going on, you know what? Justice. Yeah, cool. In the midst of the injustices, sorry about that, going on. Wrong way, Wilson. Excuse me, y'all. Getting some technical difficulty. I'm trying to get this camera straight on Facebook Live. Okay. All right. In the midst of the, like I said, that's the third time I said that. I know y'all got that part. I'm sorry. Okay. We don't want to forget some of the injustices that have taken place. Because we suffer so many, it's almost mind-boggling that we're still living like this in the 21st century. That we still have to get out and march in the 21st century. Some things slip by. Never forget Khalif Browder, a young man who sat on Rikers Island for 3 years without a trial for a backpack he didn't steal. He committed suicide after spending 2 years in solitary confinement, 730 days alone. But it was more than the 730 days alone. This was a young man sent to Rikers Island. Okay, Rikers Island is no joke. It's no place for the young, inexperienced, and, young man that hasn't had a chance to harden yet. Especially if he wasn't about that life to begin with. So it was more than just the 730 days that Mr. Browder spent in solitary confinement. Without a doubt, he was molested in jail by some hardened criminals for a crime that he didn't even commit and never even went to trial for. Was never formally charged. Khalif Browder. I'm forgetting y'all. This is the Open Eye, WHGE 95.3 FM. And in the studio, my partner in consciousness, Nsoromma. How you doing, brother?
What's happening, brother?
All right.
Yeah, everybody, what's happening, bro? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, listen, man. It's messy, man. The guy that's running this country, man, I heard you on the way in. I'm Jimmy Khan. I got about Jamaican and American. I'm a mixture. You know what I'm saying? So I got about 25 jobs. This is like my 15th one. So what's good, son? So, yo, man, it's messy, man. He's messy. He's messing up the country. And, we as black people, we have to unite, start supporting our own businesses. become a business. You know what I'm saying? You got skills and you got talent. Make that skill and talent a business. You know what I'm saying? And go in business for yourself.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's definitely what we need to do. You know, it's something, of course, during this, you know, we are actually coming into election season.
Yeah. And Trump trying to have a war and have all this going on so he can miss the election date.
Yeah.
So he can stay in the presidency.
Well, you know, he had stated that his supporters, win or lose the election, are not going to be happy with him leaving office. And he's not sure if he's going to go ahead and go.
Oh, well, we got somebody for him to remove him. I mean, he can talk all he wants. But he also was saying he was wanting to be the first president to do 3 terms.
Yeah. Well, no, we've already had one president that did 3 terms.
Oh, who was
it? Actually 4 terms. And that was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He got elected to 4 terms. He died during the 4th term.
I thought you only can get 2 terms. So
no, that was the case until Franklin Delano, until FDR, Franklin Roosevelt.
Oh, okay.
Now, see, Franklin Roosevelt.
So he might be able to get back in there.
After Franklin Roosevelt, they came up with a law that you could only serve 2 terms.
And that's what I was saying. That's where I was at.
Yeah, he was the only president to serve more than 2 terms.
Oh, okay, guys.
And that was because he was such a popular president. Probably the best, well, not probably, no doubt, he was the best president of the 20th century, probably the best president that the country has ever had.
Was he racist?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I put it like this. He was president from, he got elected 1930 until 1944.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I do not adhere to he was a man of his time excuse, okay, but it was a racist time, and the Democratic Party was at that time dependent on Southern Democrats who were very racist. The Southern Democrats at that time, the Dixiecrats, after Nixon and Ronald Reagan all joined the Republican Party, but at that time they were in the Democratic Party.
Okay.
And in order to get through a lot of the programs and legislation that Roosevelt got through, he had to depend on the vote of those Southern Democrats. So there were things like when he did the GI Bill and different things that he would allow these Southern Democrats to put their racist crap in. Submit their racist crap in there. But what he would do is he would dispatch his wife, Eleanor Roosevelt, to try to offset some of the racism that was taking place within the Democratic Party. Excuse me.
Wow. Bless you, brother. Bless you. Yeah, it's a messy situation right now in America, man. Blessings.
Thank you. But yeah, so, you know, even so, he was still, and he was a real ruthless president. He was very ruthless. But,
they are ruthless. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But he was ruthless in support of the people.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a different ruthless.
He had a different kind of ruthlessness going. You know? And, so like I say, he was a great president. Now, they thought that when Ronald Reagan came along, the Republicans, that they were going to get the law changed and that he was going to serve a 3rd term. But, of course, by the end of his 2nd term, Ronald Reagan was pretty much senile. You know, and of course Ronald Reagan made roast in hell and made the devil sodomize him with a pitchfork. Was one of the worst presidents ever, bar none. Because we're still feeling the effects
of this guy. Most definitely. Yeah. He put a lot of stuff in behind the scenes that affect us, like one strike you out and stuff like that, like the real criminal being penalized for little things in a real heavy sentence.
The worst thing he did was what he did to the economy. Because the things that he did to the economy is, for instance, easing up the taxes on the rich. And with his trickle-down voodoo economics, you know, wages have stagnated for working people since Ronald Reagan. Whereas the income of the wealthy
is risen.
Big time. So, you know, this was really one sorry I'm on the air. you know, that's word. Yeah, he's one sorry dude. And I'm gonna say that, well, like you were saying, you know, the Orange Disaster talking about he gonna stay in there whether he lose or not. The U.S. military ain't having it. Okay, Congress ain't having it, and they gonna drag his butt out there at gunpoint. Now, if his supporters and minions come show up with their pea shooters, you know, yeah, I know they got long guns, they got AR-15s, and a couple of them got rocket launchers. Yo, the U.S. military is not called the baddest military in the universe for nothing.
Right.
They got guns that shoot around the corner in the dark.
Yo, they got guns that don't even shoot.
Yeah, you know, they blast your ass.
Yeah, they blow it blow electroids at you.
Yeah, yep. You know, so yeah,
yo, they ain't ready for them. They ain't ready for war for real.
Oh
with them.
Hell no! Oh hell no!
But we have to be ready for war. You know what I'm saying? Or we have so many people that we can be ready for war with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The global effect of this protest is serious too. I'm like, in Delaware, everybody calming down, and I mean Delaware seemed like they ain't even protesting, and it ain't about that. I was like, what's going on with that? They taking down the statues and stuff like that, but I don't see marching and stopping traffic and stopping the economy from working and letting them feel the wrath of our people. You know, I mean, the wrath is not going on here, and I'm upset about that.
I heard that, brother. I heard that. You know, we need to be harder about this in the street.
That's right. This is the first state, so if it don't start here, I mean,
and we ain't had the turnout either. I mean, I look at places like, you know, I mean, it's
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Oh my God.
That was a ridiculous turnout.
Oh man, you know, I mean, you just saw a sea of people.
Right.
They said it was hundreds of thousands. Yeah, you damn right. Berlin. In Germany.
And all of these different countries are standing up, and we can't even stand up here in America. I mean, California's doing it. I mean, here in Delaware, you know.
You know, now we have had some effect, and I'm gonna come around to that. Right now, let me tell you, the Open Eye is brought to you by the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, the founders and builders of the Pearl Center, the veteran specific apartment builder, Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, changing veterans' lives all over Delaware. Jeez, I'm gonna blow my nose and play a song for this.
Yo, Tut, what's good?
What's up, Tut?
Kiana, Keisha, what's up? How's it going in Georgia? Right? Hey, yo, be easy. What's up, mister?
All right, Tracy. See your sister?
Yeah. Miss Darla, how you doing? Girl, oh, yeah. Yo, squad deep. Black Rose. What's up, Rose? You back in Wilmington? Hey, Faye. France. What's up, man? Everything good? Right? Yo, who, Tut? Samaya. What's up, sunset? Yeah. 95.3. We playing a commercial right now. We going to go into something deep on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yo, y'all better tune in. You know what I mean?
I'm sitting there with that snotty nose getting through that segment.
Keith.
Finger Scratching by Patrice Gibbs.
Alicia.
On WHGE 95.3 FM. The education station right here with my man Nsoromma.
Yeah.
Where So what has the protest accomplished? You know, within 18 days of the protest, Minneapolis and New York has banned the use of chokeholds. Charges are upgraded against Officer Chauvin, George Floyd's murderer, and his accomplices were arrested and charged. Dallas adopt a duty to intervene rule that requires officers to stop other cops who are engaging in inappropriate use of force.
Now that was my question. Mansdale, you know, I understand if I'm with you, Pat, you know, we go to the mall or something, we out or whatever, and a situation go down where somebody jump on you and I don't help you. I will feel messed up about that because I'm not that kind of person. I'll help you.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So, in turn, if we jump on somebody else and you need help jumping on somebody, I'll help you there too.
Right.
But if we were law enforcement officers, this was just regular people.
Right.
All law enforcement officers are supposed to protect and serve the citizens.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, even though you're an officer and this is your gang member or your friend or whatever in the same type of uniform and he's killing a person,
right.
That's, first of all, you are conspiracy.
Right.
You're getting charged too, supposedly.
Should be.
Right. That's the law. That's the way the law goes for us.
Right.
And it should go for any other individual. And these guys should get in trouble for standing around and not doing nothing and stopping people from getting the officer off of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's really messed up, man.
Well, let me tell you something. Not only is it not the way you said, or it hasn't been practiced like that, okay? Prime example, a black Buffalo cop stopped another officer's chokehold. She was fired.
Right. And was she black?
Yes, she was.
See, that's why. Yeah. I mean, you can't. That's the whole. This racial thing is in black and white. Yeah. So it's going to be hard to get it out because it comes on black and white. This paper is white and black, and that's what it is, black and white. So it's like it's automatically a racist thing there from the paperwork. I mean, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, and you know now this happened in 2006 in of all places in Buffalo. Okay, now the last incident in Buffalo was when they pushed that old man over. And
he bumped his head. Yeah, he was only going to ask him a question, really.
Right. And they knocked him over, bust his head, like you said.
And then walk over him, didn't give him no medical assistance, see that they just killed this guy or paralyzed this guy. Yeah. I mean, these are the type of...
He's surviving, but, you know, he's messed up.
Yo, man,
this was an elderly man.
That could have been his dad. Whoever pushed him, that could have been their dad, their parents.
Right. I mean, now, those cops were suspended and charged. So the rest of the Buffalo police officers in support protested and quit their job. Guess what? Your job is done. You don't get no more pension.
Right.
Boy, I got to hold my tongue, boy.
I mean, that's crazy. That's right.
You know? Good. Gracious alive. Now, the sister that got fired in 2006, Buffalo officials are bringing her case back up for review. And, well, they should. Well, they should. You know? And like we were talking about the protest that's going on.
Right.
Now, what the protest, the effect that they had here is the mayor and city council are now calling for body cams for the police officers. There was a fear that the statue of Caesar Rodney and Christopher Columbus was going to be vandalized. That's why they took it down. They didn't take it down because
they were feeling bad about him being a racist up there on a horse representing the country. I mean, the city. Yo, I know, man.
Yeah, I got it right here, bro. Because I'm telling you what the mayor said.
They took it down in suspicion of it being vandalized and tore up.
Right.
That it wasn't a come up.
It wasn't a righteous move. It was not a righteous move. They did not do that because they had a sudden come to Jesus moment. Believe that. You know? Okay. And I want to talk about those statues. Let me get that paper up here. Oh, I got a couple of things. Oh, you gonna oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I hope y'all don't mind me looking through my stuff for a second here. But I'm gonna tell you, like I said, the mayor didn't have no come to Jesus moment on that. You know, but see, in some places, these statues came down. They came down hardcore. For instance, in Bristol, England, where they had a statue of Edward Colston, who was a notorious slave trader. Oh, they pulled his thing down and burned it before they threw it in the river. Same thing with the Christopher Columbus statue in Virginia. You know, one statue they beheaded. They knocked his head off. Y'all don't have your statue, but ain't gonna have no head up here.
Right.
You know. No.
I just think we need to be more hardcore. I mean, just
more assertive.
Yeah. I mean, really.
Yeah. You know. And this is what Mayor Pazicki said. We could not erase history, as painful as it may be, but we can certainly discuss history with each other and determine together what we value and what we feel is appropriate to memorialize. City officials acknowledge they've been monitoring social media posts which indicated individuals or groups could target the statues for vandalism or attempted removal. So what they did was they just beat the protesters to the punch because those statues was coming down. And another thing, Rodney Square, see, a lot of people don't know about Caesar Rodney. Yeah.
Rodney Square, wasn't that where everybody come to see people get hung at anywhere?
That was where the whipping post was.
Oh, I knew it was something that was really messed up at Rodney
Tie
Square.
you to a post and whoop your ass in front of everybody.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You kidding? Brother told me, I was talking to this brother. He said his brother in his 70s, might be 71 or something. His father.
And this wasn't long ago, man.
Right. This dude's father was going to they was going to whip him in the whipping post. All right. And it's when, the brother was a little boy. His father left Delaware. He was not taking no whooping. And this brother didn't see his father for 24 years.
Wow.
24 years. Because they was going to whoop him. That's word. Yeah. Right here in Wilmington, Delaware, y'all. That's word. See, for one thing, a lot of people don't realize Delaware is a southern state. Okay? And it was a slave state. And when the Emancipation Proclamation was declared, because Delaware stayed in the Union, Delaware got to keep its slaves. And you go south of the St. George's Canal, what we call lower Delaware.
Yeah.
You know you in the South down there. You know you in the South down there. A lot of people waking up down there. But I can remember when I was a teenager and some of the things I would see down there.
Right.
Oh man. And some of the I'm sorry, but some of the mindset that I would see from our own people down there.
I mean, that's where it starts. I mean, it's just like this music. I mean, once they program you and once they keep jamming it into your head, you're going to eventually submit or, be put out of it or not be part of it or wake up. You know what I'm saying? But most of us just stay asleep, man, because they feel comfortable in their own position that they in, which is,
Yeah. And like you said here, you need to be more assertive because it's not clear whether the Wilmington statues will stay there. Officials say they are being stored to allow for this community discussion to take place on whether these statues
ain't discussing nothing. Ain't nothing to discuss. They should have beheaded it, tore it up, and did all the rest of the stuff. That's right. Boom.
Christopher Columbus was a murderous pedophile, rapist, and everything.
Right.
Caesar Rodney was a slaveholder. And that's another thing.
So he just is worse. I mean.
Yeah, that's another thing. Calling it Rodney Square. Maybe we need to change the name to People Square. That's what's being suggested.
Yeah, it should be People Square.
It's our square.
Yeah, it should be People Square.
It should be People Square.
WHGE.
95.3 FM. This is The Open Eye with Patrice Gibbs.
And I'm Nsoromma.
Yaga!
Wow.
Oh, still.
Eat What's good, homie? Keith. I see you, I see you, I see you. Well, it's crazy, man. We need to all stand up, man. Support each other and black businesses. Wow. And this. I was looking for Sherry.
Yeah, Sherry here.
Sherry in the building as usual. What's up, girl?
Yeah, I gave that shout out to
How
Sherry.
you did already?
Yeah, shout out to my homegirl.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
See, what's the excuse was that the rookies? That's what my man said. Yeah, I feel you, Marcus. When you said the excuse they was rookies and they was following orders, something inside any good person would intervene and stop brutality. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My man mentioned King Leopold. I'm gonna address that right quick. Man, we still with you, Facebook.
That's right.
I pay a couple of bills there. WHGE 95.3 FM. I got I'm going a little off base here because Marcus Garvey Seals, he mentioned King Leopold. Okay. I'm gonna go there like this. When I was in Air Force, my first base was March Air Force Base. And my second assignment was going to be in Belgium.
Okay.
Okay. And they pulled it. And people were telling me, oh, that's a great assignment. You're going to love that, Belgium. You know?
Right.
And they pulled it. So I was like, well, why they just up and pull this assignment? Well, my name is Patrice.
Right.
Okay. Belgium was over the colony of the Congo in Africa.
Okay.
The leader of the revolution that freed the Congo from Belgium was my namesake, Patrice Lumumba.
Okay.
So the Air Force said, oh, wait a minute. We ain't send him over there. Now, the King Leopold of Belgium, who preceded Hitler, killed more Africans than all the Jews Hitler ever killed, and all the other people Hitler killed. King Leopold was responsible for the death of something like 10 million Africans, and less than 20, 30 years.
Wow.
So yeah, this was so a lot of the protests that are going on in Europe, like I said, are not just in support of Black Lives Matter, but they got their own reasons for bringing up the protests.
Right.
That's where, like I said, it's going on all over the country. These statues are coming down. Like I said, in Richmond, one was thrown in the lake in Richmond, Virginia. One was beheaded. What was that? In Boston, another one, and another one was pulled to the ground in St. Paul, Minnesota. People out here ain't play fighting Delaware. Get on board.
Telling you.
They ain't play fighting.
The police ain't.
No, they sure ain't.
No, they ain't.
And law enforcement is not about law enforcement. Y'all might.
I mean, it's not about safety anymore. I don't even feel safe no more when I see a police officer.
Oh, hell no.
So they lost all respect that I did have for them when I did have respect for them. Now it's like living in fear of having to defend yourself against a person in uniform that's gonna attack you. That's a whole different realm now. It's a whole different can of worms that you opening up with me. I don't even want to talk to you. I ain't got nothing to say to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now it's the community need to treat us better. No, whatever. You should jump, man.
Yeah, you know, and what's crazy is, you know, we got these people that are angry at the protesters for protesting.
Right.
You know, and what we're protesting for, in favor of, is our survival.
Right.
It's not just about liberty. It's about our survival.
No, it's in their benefit also, and they don't really realize that. That's how blind they are. That's how, you know, it's crazy how the mind is, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And like I said, man, this is not just about our protest. You know, Minnesota cops got right here got caught slashing the tire of cars parked near
the protest, right? Yeah. I mean, these, you gotta really think these race warriors and soldiers that got uniform on, that are them warriors. You know, they became the warriors for real.
They're the front line, white supremacy.
And listen, man, they are out to kill you by any means necessary. I mean, it's just that simple, man.
You know? I mean, just the idea.
It hurts me, man. Like, really, man. I've been so mad at stuff like this, man.
Just the ideal that we are protesting for our survival.
20 years after the fact, 20, 50 years, 100 years after the fact.
Of Malcolm.
Yeah.
Malcolm said, in America, when a black man resists letting a white man put a rope around his neck, that black man is accused of violence.
Right. Like, I mean, first of all, we got to stop calling ourselves black man. We are human, period. That's it. We're human beings on the planet. So, and when you start acting like human beings, everybody's a human being, you'll get a different respect. So until then, this black and white thing is always going to be a racist thing because that separates it. You're a human being, everybody, and we bleed all red. And we die, and we live, and we die. And that's it.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, white supremacy is their religion. We say it's a Christian nation. No. White supremacy is their religion.
I mean, what is Christian anyway?
Yeah. You know
what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Christians go kill babies and hang babies, feed them to alligators and hang people and eat people. That's Christian?
Yeah. That's why I don't want to be that. Yeah. That's why they can't really call themselves Christian because, like I said, their religion is white supremacy. Yeah. Now, you know what? I was looking at this, some of the photos from lynching.
Right.
All right. And this photo that I saw.
Photos from lynching. It should be banned. Some stuff should be banned.
Yeah.
Period.
But we need to remember. We need to remember what happened though. And this photo in particular that I'm talking about, and I know a lot of people seen it. There's a 10-year-old girl in this photo. Now I don't know about you.
Right.
But when I was 10 years old, the last thing I wanted to see was a dead person.
Right.
Especially a dead person that had been brutalized,
burned and hung, and all kinds of sodomized, everything.
Everything.
Oh my God.
And she's smirking at this black man that she sees live in her face, brutalized and murdered.
Now, you know, that little girl that you seen in that picture, she a district attorney now.
And you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or a judge.
Yep.
And that's what they were raised up on. Now, when you have a taste, when you have a hamburger and you actually get a hamburger and you eat it, and then you don't have a hamburger for a long time, you get an urge to get a hamburger.
How about that?
So I don't care. Once you taste it, that's what you want to taste for it, just like fiends.
That's right.
And that's crazy.
Once you taste blood, you got to taste for it. Now, it's so crazy because, you know, if you took a puppy
right
in front of that same little girl and stomped it out, she'll be traumatized.
Right.
But she want to have your inability. Yeah.
She want to do everything in her power.
Right. You know, that's what's instilled in them. Their inability to see our humanity and see that we have the right to live and breathe and survive. Like I said, it's no longer about freedom now. It's about survival. And that's a real different thing.
Right.
And this is where we are. And you know, some people are recognizing our struggle throughout the world. In Ghana,
And that's a big shout out to these supporters.
Yes, indeed.
I mean, we really need that as a people, and I appreciate all the people that really are protesting and helping this
Effort.
effort be destroyed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I mean, yo,
You
man,
know.
I just got so much anger and stuff up inside me. I know it's in my voice, but
Yeah, I feel you.
listen, man.
Like I said, in Ghana minister invites African Americans to resettle in Africa if they feel unwanted in the USA. Now, Ghana has been had a come home program. The debate about race following the killing of George Floyd has reverberated across the Atlantic Ocean, spurring the tourism minister of Ghana to appeal to his diaspora, meaning Africans throughout the world, including in the U.S., to leave a country where you not want it and come on home. A ceremony marking the death of Floyd was held at the W.E.B. Du Bois Memorial Center for Pan-African Culture in the capital, Accra, during which Barbara Otang made the plea that her country is open to those fleeing racial tensions. For a long time, we didn't have no place to go.
I mean, why we gotta go anywhere when the planet is our home?
Yeah.
It ain't even about America and all these other countries. We live on a planet, the planet Earth. That's it. And anywhere you choose to roam on the planet Earth, you should be able to go. It's your right to go.
Yeah.
I mean, period. That's it. Yeah. It's how deep could it be? We living in space. The Earth is in space, right? And this is the planet.
Yeah.
And right. So I mean,
but of course, countries have their autonomy and their rule and this, that, and the other. And I understand what he's saying because it makes me think of Hurricane Katrina.
Okay.
All right. When the people in the Ninth Ward in New Orleans were treated like they were refugees in their own home. Shouldn't have to feel like a refugee in your own home. And that's how we're treated here. In spite of whatever laws are on the book.
That was made up by racists, so I don't care about their laws like that. Their laws don't apply to us.
There are laws on the books that say we are the citizens and have all the right of citizenship and what have you.
But they say we're not citizens anyway. As a people of color, that don't apply to people of color citizenship.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, the 14th Amendment. And I know what you're saying about the Dred Scott ruling that declared we weren't citizens. It was offset by the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. So we have rights of citizenship as much as it's denied. Because what they do is they come up with little codes in those laws and amendments in those laws that make it hard for us to exercise our citizenship. And that's what they do. Look, I look at this. Case in point.
Wow.
Brother said he was a police chief. He stopped by his own officer. His own office. He's chief of police. His own damn officer out here racial profiling. Pulled over the chief. Next up, then you officer fired.
Yeah, I mean, did this guy get... See, this was really kills me. They'll do that. They'll get fired, and they'll think they get justice from the situation. And another police department will go and get this piece of, and then hire him.
That's what they do.
They pride on going to get these kind of people and hire. Certain police companies look for if you got 2 dead black people on your record, we want you. Come on, man. Yeah. I mean, them type of police stations and buildings need to be burnt to the ground, straight like that.
That's what they need to do.
I'm just saying, straight like that.
There's been many, like you said, of these police officers who have been fired or whatever for the dirt they didn't did on the force in Minneapolis. Now these three had the 3 that were accomplices of Chauvin who killed George Floyd If they had not been charged and just fired, you could believe some police force somewhere else
would have hired
them.
And they still will hire them right now,
Yeah.
even with that
If they
record.
get off,
Oh,
yeah.
just let everybody die down. Let it kill out for a minute. Let
Yeah.
it pass over. And in 4 years, you'll have your job, Frank. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. We'll pay you until that 4 years come, so you'll be okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
Now, the police chief that I was talking about, Isaiah McKinnon, brother, black man, I don't know how he made it through all the way to be chief, you know, because I'm going to tell you, the brother went through something, you know, when, what was it? In 65, he joined the force in 65.
Okay.
A couple of years later, he was a Detroit police officer. During the riots in Detroit, police officer tried to kill him. He was in the midst of the riot, this, that, and the other. He pulled up, saw two police officers, on the street, pulled up in his police car and said, "Oh, yeah, hey, fellow police officers." And one of the cops looked at him and said, "You might be a police officer, but you a DNM today," and tried to shoot him.
And see, he should have been shot them both.
Yeah, he should have shot both of them.
Yeah, he should have shot them both. Period, man. I mean, when will it ever stop and cease? I really can't see it in sight.
Yeah.
But since it's been around for all of this time, I just don't see it just one day it's snapping a finger and it disappearing.
No.
So I mean,
the reform has to be deep and highly effective, because now what's going on is a lot of the protesters are calling for defunding the police forces. Now, don't get that mixed. A lot of people take that the wrong way and say, well, if you defund the police forces, then, there's going to be crime in the street and anarchy. But no, what
I
they
can see
mean
that now.
is,
That's now. So I'm listening.
Yeah, well, what they mean is actually, look, a lot of these police forces, they are not, like you said, they are protecting and serving.
Supposedly,
that's what they're doing. But they geared up like a major military force. That's called occupation. You got somebody geared up like, their riot gear is on a level with the gear that they wear in the Marines or the U.S. Army when they're attacking somewhere.
Some of it's better.
Yeah, some of it's better. Some of their urban assault vehicles. Ain't no joke. These are stuff that militaries wear. Now, if you're protecting and serving.
Did you see the not to cut you off? Did you see the protester where the cop got off the motorcycle, right? And they was protesting. And this cop jumps off his motorcycle all big and bad with his chest all out, right? Mm-hmm. Get out of here, move back, you get out of here, right? Mm-hmm. And then he turns around and get back on his bike, right? And a protester out of nowhere came up and sprayed him with lighter fluid.
Jeez Louise.
And lit him up.
Jeez.
And when he lit him up, he ran all the way back over there to all his other buddies that was, mm-hmm. trying to control the protesters and had sticks and batons and stuff. So they couldn't even really help him and put him out like they wanted to and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, wow. Mm-hmm. Now how about everybody have fire? And squirt it on.
Yeah.
And lit them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, do they
war?
Really want? They don't want this type of war to go down?
See, and you know what? See what the mindset is. Excuse me. Of a lot of those in control, the powers that be, is that, oh, we're holding back. We don't want to have to do this to you, so back it down some. What they don't understand is you got many people out here mm-hmm. in the front lines on these protests that are down with and have studied and understand guerrilla warfare. This is not somewhere that we want to go.
Right.
This is not somewhere we want to go. Because no matter how strong your army is, when you come up against guerrilla warfare, especially on their own ground, you're going to catch hell. And the casualties are going to be high. And there's
a lot of collateral damage. A lot of innocent people getting killed from the situation.
Yeah, that's right. So these racism protests are going, across the country. Now, some of the things that are happening in the wake of this is Becky, Karen, and Officer Bubba get on social media and complain about what's going on. So you're getting a lot of cops are getting fired over their racist social media posts, and they should be. Because that shows the mindset. That helps you weed them out. And that's what has to happen with this defunding and what have you. There has to be a weeding out process that is real. Now, I saw the police union president in New York complaining about them. And this tells you how insane these people are. He's complaining that they came up with a law to stop the chokeholds. They came up with provisions to punish police officers for disobeying the law, for brutality. And you're complaining about that? So you think that it should be all right for the police to murder people wholesale without any accountability? That's the sickest crap in the world. That's the sickest crap in the world, bro.
Wow.
This is Open Eye.
I'm Nsoromma.
Patrice Gibbs.
WHGE 95.3.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, we going in and out with the sound going in and out, babe. Well, on the radio or on Facebook? Which one? Because it do go in and out. Because we cut it off and cut it on, and it's coming in when we took cueing it in and stuff like that. So you might get a little blank spots in there every now and then. You know what I'm saying?
My cousin just reminded me of something about this mass eviction thing.
Yeah, up in New York.
Yeah, they're coming with it.
Oh, most definitely. Yo, you ain't pay your bills.
Oh,
We've been telling y'all to pay your bills and keep going to work. Don't let them manipulate you into not paying your bills like everything is gonna be hunky dory.
Because it ain't.
And that stimulus check, it ain't free.
No.
Alright? So yo, stop falling for. You know the president is a scam artist and been lying since he been in office. So anything that he got going on is in benefit for him and the political party, period. So don't think they are helping you in any way, okay?
Dove and I with Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma.
Black community braces for the next threat. A new tremor is threatening to shake minority communities as protests over racial injustice sweep the country. A wave of evictions as a federal moratorium on kicking people out of the rental units expires. Yeah, all right. If you didn't hold on to that little $1,200 stimulus check, or you wasn't able to because you had to pay some bills, it ate up your bills, yo, get ready because it's coming. The end of June, I think, no, mid-July.
Wow, that's like 33 days.
Yep. You know, like I said, the moratorium on the federal moratorium on evictions, that's expiring. And the ban on evictions, which applies to rentals that are backed by the government, expires in a matter of weeks. Nsoromma told you, 33 days. On top of that, the federal boost to unemployment benefits that many laid off workers have used to pay their rent is set to end July 31st. Tell you what, if you ain't getting your hustle on, you better get your hustle on now, or you're going to be in the street. You're going to be in the street. Now, those of you that, you know, that stimulus check was a windfall and some extra. No, it wasn't. It wasn't something extra. It's something to hold on to and be prepared for this next, you know,
wave of disrespect that's about to happen to black people and minorities.
That's it.
Period.
That's it. You know, black and Latino people are twice as likely to be renters as white people. So they will be the most endangered when this protection from removal is ended. And there's no relief in sight from Congress, with Republicans and Democrats not expected to begin negotiating a new economic relief package until after the July 4th holiday. You know, these fools are always on holiday. You know? Yeah. So how many people going to be homeless? And that was asked by Senator Sherrod Brown, Democrat from Ohio. Yeah. You know, and he asked Carson that, Ben Carson.
What?
The orange disasters here.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Ben Carson, knucklehead. Yo,
I hate black people that do that, man.
I don't blame you.
I really do, man. That's just, oh man, the worst, man.
26 million.
26 million people gonna be evicted.
Going to be evicted if they don't get their rent up by September.
Come on,
and they
man.
don't do something about this. That's a lot of people evicted. There's going to be some squatters because some people going to let you know, look, I ain't got the money. I ain't going out in the street.
I ain't leaving.
And I ain't going no damn where.
And then they gonna bring in the cops, the military, with the doohickey sticks, and clunk you upside your head, lock you up, give you a charge, get some money out of you also, so they can, because they came out to clunk you in your head, so they want to be paid for that, and they're gonna make you pay them for that. I mean, yo, man, we gotta stop falling for the okey doke. Yeah, that was on purpose. Yo, come on, man. Wake up, man.
I tell you what, when these race soldiers pull these murders, we call them lynchings. Modern day lynchings.
Modern day lynchings.
Okay, but a lynching took place in Palmdale, California, where they found this brother hung in front of the police station.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the police station ain't got no cameras outside to be able to get the vital information of the people that did this criminal act.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And they're saying that this young man committed suicide. So he was upset about the coronavirus. So he
they tell us anything. Man.
Yeah.
They just make it up as they go. Oh, the sun came out and it bumped into the clouds and it made my man get a headache. Yeah. So we just we went on and buried him.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. And that's what they said. You know?
Oh my God, man.
Yeah, this is how nuts these people are, man. This is what we're dealing with. Now, Friday is Juneteenth.
Right.
Juneteenth, for those that don't know, is the major celebration of the ending of slavery. It was in June of 1865 after slavery had already been ended, but they didn't find out in Texas until 1865, June of 1865. And in commemoration of that, the end of slavery is celebrated in June and called Juneteenth, June 19th. Now, the Orange Disaster is going to hold his first political rally, his MAGA, Make America Great Again, which is really, just his big racist party, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And those that know Tulsa, Oklahoma know that's where Black Wall Street was destroyed. And
I just was reading, he counseled it. He ain't gonna do it on the Juneteenth.
Right. But he's still gonna do it in Tulsa.
Yeah, he's still doing it in Tulsa, where the lighter fluid should be bought out.
Yep. That's where
it's just that
fire that ass up.
Right.
Because what it reminds me of what Ronald Reagan did.
That's the disrespect that I'm talking about, man.
Disrespect. What Ronald Reagan did in Philadelphia, Mississippi, where the 3 civil rights workers were murdered, announced his candidacy for president with the words, I believe in states' rights, which is really, just a Confederate battle cry. I believe in states' rights. And he did it in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Ronald Reagan, when he roasted in hell and made the devil sodomize him with a pitchfork. That's where, can't stand. That's where, and like I said, what we're dealing with. George Floyd was the straw that broke the camel's back. It's not really at this point about George Floyd.
Right.
It's the fact that these race soldiers are killing our men, women, and children. And, we have some misfooting.
Something has to be done.
Check it. I read the Bible, you read the novel. All right. Like I said, our men, women, and children. All children. Nicholas Haywood was shot and killed by a police officer while playing cops and robbers with his friends in Gowanus. His last words were, "We're playing."
Tamir Rice was shot and killed by a police officer while playing in Cleveland Park. Cop fired less than 2 seconds after arriving on the scene.
Tyree King was shot multiple times and killed by a police officer when they believed he matched the description for a robber in the neighborhood. He was 5 feet tall, weighed less than 100 pounds. The robber being investigated has stolen $10.
Ayanna Stanley Jones was shot and killed by a police officer while investigating a local shooting, they bust into her home without warning and fired within seconds. She was still sleeping. She was 7 years old, and the whole thing was getting filmed for a true crime TV show.
Trayvon Martin was shot and killed by a neighborhood watch volunteer while walking home. The shooter claimed to act in self-defense. Martin was holding a bag of Skittles on an Arizona tea.
Cameron Tillman was shot and killed by a police officer while hanging out with his friends in an abandoned house with the owner's consent. He was alive for at least 45 minutes. The officers offered no medical assistance.
Jordan Edwards was shot and killed by a police officer in the passenger seat of a car while leaving a party. The car was driving away from the cops. An officer fired inside the car under the grounds that the car had backed towards him in an aggressive manner.
Kawan Carrington was shot and killed by a police officer outside a house in broad daylight while the cops was investigating a suspected break-in. Carrington was known to the house's owner and welcomed there.
Laquan McDonald was shot and killed by a police officer while under investigation for slashing a squad car's tires. He was shot 16 times while walking away from the officer.
Diana Farrell was shot and killed by a police officer while walking in the park. The officer claimed Farrell had a toy gun, while witnesses claim he was holding a bag of chips.
All children.
All unarmed.
This is the Open Eye.
I'm Nsoromma.
Patrice Gibbs.
WHGE 95.3 FM. Yaga! That
was hard. That's it.
I need to get that other list. When you get it,
Yeah.
I'm on both of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep this.
Yeah.
Yo, thank y'all for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Tune in next Saturday, 11 to 12, Open Eye Radio, where we be dropping that knowledge on you, getting you information that you normally don't hear if you ain't up on the news. Dig me? I'm Nsoromma.
I'm Patrice Gibbs. And like I always tell you, destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays. Therefore, value those who value you, and don't treat those as a priority that treat you as an option.
Peace.
Peace. All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank y'all. Sherry, see you later.
Yes, sister.
Yeah.